What's up, Planeswalkers? John here, aka Orzhov Done, on our way to GP Las Vegas. Nice, balmy, 100 million degrees in Las Vegas right now. Actually, it's only 95. Could be worse. Should be arriving at the site in about 5 minutes or so. Heard there's no pay for parking, at least for today, so that's a plus. There's so much walking. Hello, Eric. This is your, what, second of these?
No, third.
Third of these?
I've gone to each one, though I'm not playing this one.
Yeah. Did you already check the events?
Yeah, so what I want to do, I have to wait till like an hour before it starts.
Cool.
So all the side events, on-demand events, and trials are in the building over here, or the meeting room over here.
Word. All right. So once we get settled in, I'll pop it back on. It's my first attempt at a blog, and I suck at it. Welcome to an impromptu edition of the Hive Mind. My name's John, Orzhov Done, and I'm here with Mr. Matt Tabak from Wizards. Thanks for joining me, sir.
Oh, my pleasure.
All right.
Now, we're sitting here at GP Vegas.
Yes.
The unfortunate thing about this is I do not appear to be much taller than you.
Right.
Because we're sitting down.
Right. So we could do a scale on that if you'd like.
I mean, like, we could stand up and there goes.
Right, yeah. See,
do you think your viewers would be interested in hearing my torso?
I think we should just do it like that.
All right. Let's get back.
So, sir,
back in frame.
as we do each and every time that we do this, what is your Magic origin story?
Oh, Magic origin story. Okay, so the year was 1846.
Nice. I was there.
Back in the beginning.
Right.
No, it was actually 97. So I started in college. A couple of my friends started playing. It was like this cool new game. I'd never heard of it before, but the cards looked cool. And,
awesome.
And they got me playing. So I started playing on campus a lot. Then we started going to stores around the area. That college, by the way, being UNLV. Here, we're here in Las Vegas.
Represent.
So back here in my hometown. Got my Rebel Red going on.
Rebel Red.
So I started playing locally. Started visiting stores in the area. I eventually got into judging.
Okay.
Because no one in my store knew how to run a tournament. And I'm not as good at Magic as I'd like to be, but if you're judging, it's all good. You always win. So
right, that's true.
Started judging local tournaments. This eventually got to traveling to PTQs and that, and the rest is history.
Excellent, man. And so, kind of, what's your origins with Wizards, as much as you could kind of divulge?
So, like I said, came from the judge program.
Yeah.
So, ascended to be a fairly middle-level judge. Judged a couple Pro Tours, U.S. Nationals, things like that. Was living in Las Vegas. Had graduated college by this point. Needed a job. Was actually hired by a different game company who shall remain nameless.
Yeah.
That was part of the problem. They didn't have a name. How are we going to survive? So, moved up to the Seattle area to work for a competitor.
Okay.
They didn't do so well. So I found myself in a relatively new city, needed another job. The mothership called, as they say.
Nice.
Wizards had some openings, started out in their customer support section, answering phone calls and taking rules questions by phone, which was kind of awesome. Like, one of the questions on my interview was like, can you explain trample to me? And being a level 3 judge,
right.
I knew trample and much more, probably better than the people interviewing.
As long as it wasn't banding, right?
Who even knows what that is?
Oh, I don't even, yeah, exactly. I still don't know what banding
when
or
one
rampage
attacker
does.
and another attacker really like each other, get together.
Right.
So.
Sir, thank you so much. And
my pleasure.
How about for the audience, just kind of a non-Magic related kind of a tidbit of info for your fans?
A non-Magic related bit of info from fans.
Yeah, well, I'm a fan. Okay,
hi,
so
Dad.
It's just you and I, bro.
Hi, Dad, if you're watching this. Info that you don't know. Let's see.
No, you've grown quite a following on Tumblr and stuff. The You versus Rosewater. I guess it's like the David and Goliath, kind of.
Yeah, well, we did do a high five bit that always,
that was fun.
Does tend to get the people. Looks, height isn't everything. I'll tell you this. Unless you're really tall, then it's awesome.
Especially in that room that we just came from.
If I can give you some advice, be tall.
Be tall,
great.
yeah.
If you're not tall, equally great. Everyone's awesome.
But not really.
We're so inclusive. Short people are welcome too. So, a tidbit of info. I'm stalling for time.
I know, absolutely.
Like, literally interesting things about me. I can't think of any. So, the very building we are in right now is the Las Vegas Convention Center. Next door is a hotel called the Westgate. that used to be known as the Las Vegas Hilton that
Yes.
used to be home of a attraction called Star Trek The Experience.
Yes, it was.
Which was a giant Star Trek ride, museum,
Right.
recreated Quark's bar. It was awesome. Tidbit, I worked there for from its opening for about 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Until I moved to Seattle. And one day, I portrayed a Klingon.
Awesome. Awesome.
The boots and the headpiece, I'm 7'4" as a Klingon. Also, Klingons don't wear glasses, and I don't wear contacts. So that day was me squinting at a lot of humans and making height jokes.
Awesome. So, GP Las Vegas. Well, this is an amazing event. Tomorrow we get to kick off with the first ever art show, right?
Yeah. There's a great art exhibit here with art throughout Magic history. My coworker Ethan Fleischer is giving some sort of tour. He knows a lot about that.
Excellent.
My knowledge kind of stops at the rules text box, but the art is very pretty and very awesome. So,
well, from a man that was self-proclaimed not very good at Magic, the rules manager at Wizards of the Coast, I say you're doing pretty well, sir. So, thank you again for joining me on the Hive Mind. Stay tuned for more interviews. So, see you in a little bit. Mashi from Channel Fireball. Sir, thank you for guesting on the Hive Mind. How you doing?
I'm great. Thank you for having me on the Hive Mind.
Absolutely. So what's your initial thoughts of this crazy tournament that we're doing?
Oh gosh, it's funny. It's a lot different than 2 years ago. 2 years ago was a slog. It was a week-long thing, just prepping product, registering decks, and doing everything. And of course, it's one huge shebang, right? The main event. This one is so different because it's harder to predict because people maybe they don't day 2 in Legacy, so they're going to sign up for Sealed. And so we keep playing with the numbers with where we're at. I like this event a lot more because it just feels like there's more to offer for everyone, right? 2 years ago it was like Modern Masters, which we all love, and it was a sealed event, which personally I love too. But here it's like if you love Legacy, come out to the desert and play. You want to play a little sealed Almond Kit, come out to the desert and play. You want Modern, come out and play. And then the side events are crazy. So I like it, and I think the crowd is actually a lot more diverse. A lot of players who play different formats out here, particularly when you get those that legacy crowd in, because that is certainly more specialized than say your standard Modern or sealed players. So. Also, it's hot. We're in the middle of a desert. It is hot.
Yeah, the sweat is for real. Absolutely. So what do you think about the first Magic art show?
I haven't had a chance to go in there. Mike Linneman and his team, they are amazing. This is, you hear the term like passion project, and when he first emailed John and I about this, he was like, I'm really passionate about it. This guy is passionate. He put a ton of time and effort into it. And it's tough when you're dealing with people's art. Original art, particularly something as specialized as Magic art, he's like asking everyone if he can just kind of borrow their babies for a weekend. That's literally what it is. I haven't been in there yet, haven't seen the setup yet, but Mike has the most enthusiasm and passion of anyone. I'm telling you, we were at Channel Fireball like, dude, we got to get this guy on our team. Like, he was so passionate about it, the marketing, just doing everything, driving the whole project himself. So I'm super excited about it, and I think it's a great thing. One of the things that's slowly developed over the years is Magic, Grand Prix in particular, kind of morphing, I think, from just a big tournament, to a big tournament in one format, to a big tournament in one format with some other formats on the side, to really more celebrations of Magic. And you start to get things like the cosplayers, the art show. We get influencers like yourself here to make it so much more of a full-fledged, Magic experience rather than just, okay, let's just show up and play cards, because there's all these different levels of engagement you get when you start to grow that way. For people who maybe they don't like Magic, but hey, they like fantasy art, boom, here you are. Check out the art show. Or you're really into cosplaying, boom, why don't you check out the cosplayers? I don't know if you've had a chance to see Nissa cosplay. She's dressed as a Johnny, which is one of the crazy. She's got like these stilts on she's wearing. It's one of the greatest cosplays out there. So people start to engage with this kind of multiverse that we all love already from playing the game in different ways, and it's awesome.
Absolutely. And then just a real quick, as we do on the Hive Mind, what is a quick synopsis of your Magic origin story?
Oh my gosh!
Let me ask you a question that's going to take 30 minutes to answer.
That's crazy. So I came up before I ever played Magic or did a Grand Prix. I came up bounced around working a lot of like sci-fi cons and anime cons that were in my area. Anime Expo actually started in Northern California, where I'm from, and then moved to LA. This was about when I was in 7th grade, and I was just hanging out with some friends, and he goes, hey, I found this new game. It's called Magic the Gathering. You want to play? And I go, okay, you're going to have to teach me. He goes, sure. So we're just hanging out one night, and this was old school, man. This is my black deck. Here are 130 every black Magic card I own. So you had a black deck, a white deck, a red deck, a blue deck, and a green deck. And we just kind of, and I'm not exaggerating, it was literally like, open a pack. Okay, this is a green card, goes in my green deck. This is a black card, goes in my black deck. And we sat there and played, and I think it's a very common experience with Magic when you first start playing. Next thing, we started, it was probably about 6:30 at night. Next thing we know, it's like 4 in the morning. Just playing Magic, having a good time. And from there, I mean, this is kind of like Legends packs. I remember at the time were about $10 a pack, and I was in 7th grade. So that was a lot of money for me. I'm saving up my allowance to go buy some Magic the Gathering packs. And so started off that way. A few years later, about a year later, I discovered Superstars, which is the parent company for Channel Fireball. Met John Sasso, who obviously Channel Fireball president and CEO John Sasso, also the owner, and my closest friend in the world. And so kind of played Magic. Now I just spend more time. I've made so many friends in the community that it's more just kind of hanging out with my friends than it is playing actual Magic. But that's how I started. Way back in the day, a friend brought me in.
Awesome, sir. I know you're busy, so I'll let you get back to it. But we'll be here all weekend bringing you more content with the Hive Mind, and we'll see you all in the multiverse.
Awesome. See you in the multiverse.
Just about to get started, huh?
Yeah, it's interesting.
It is?
Yeah.
What are we doing? We're doing the Innistrad draft?
Yeah. So 30 cent Innistrad. And we don't have a full pod, so we're playing only top 7.
Should I jump in with my commander then?
Yes, absolutely.
I've done back with the Hive Mind. Right now I'm joined by Ethan Fleischer of Wizards of the Coast.
Hello.
So thanks for joining us, sir.
It's great to be here.
Absolutely. So what are your initial thoughts on GP Vegas this year?
Oh, this is huge. I've never been to a tournament this big in my entire life. It's a little overwhelming, but I'm getting my feet wet, and I'm sure that by tomorrow I will be completely enraptured with it.
Completely assimilated, right?
Yes, I'll be there.
Absolutely, and this is the first Grand Prix with an actual art show. So what are your thoughts on that?
This is really, really big. Like, Mike Linneman and several other people put in a huge amount of work. They got all kinds of funding from donators from Patreon and put together this art show. It's going to be incredible. It's the first ever of its kind. I'm very excited to see it, and Magic's art is one of the most important things about the game. It's what really pushes the game above and beyond all of its competitors, and I am super happy to see the art treated as art, not just as a sort of disposable component that goes into the production of the card game. Now it's given all the respect that it deserves with this gallery show.
Absolutely, yeah. Usually we get a lot of the lore side, but it is great to see a nice focus for the art side. So, sir, as we do on the Hive Mind, we like to ask your Magic origin story. 60-second explanation.
So my origin story is my friend from high school went to Gen Con and got some of the very first Magic cards printed from Alpha and brought them back home and showed them to everyone, and we all got very excited. And as soon as more cards were printed, I started buying them. I spent all my lunch money on them, and eventually I got a job designing the Magic cards. So now I get to make the cards myself.
And very well, I might add.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So thank you, Ethan, for joining me for a quick second. I know you're a busy man. So Planeswalkers, stay tuned, and I'll see you in the multiverse.
My pleasure.
Day 1 of GP Vegas in the books. A lot of fun. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you tomorrow.